So the today's topic is impact of COVID-19 on Indian industries. My basic focus will be on manufacturing industries, but all of you know, like manufacturing industries are directly or indirectly connected with different sectors of the economy. Because Indian manufacturing industry is affected by other sub-industries, sub-sectors, even the service industry also. So in brief, we will be discussing all the sectors, and in detail, we'll be taking the manufacturing sector. Being a student of economics, I would like to share this chart here, a small and simple chart here, which all of you connected on this platform must be understanding. Like economic cycle or the growth cycle of any economy is started with money supply. More the money supply, more will be the demand. You can apply this at your home, on your pocket, or on the country also. More the money supply, more will be the demand. And demand increased, of course, production will get increased. And when production will get increased, employment will get increased. And employment there, that means directly increasing in money supply, means increasing in purchasing power. So this cycle will go on. This is a circle which start from money supply to demand, demand to production, and production to employment. This is simple positive cycle of any economy, and each and every government try to make it in the same direction or in the same sense, that money supply keeps on increasing, means the purchasing power keeps on increasing as far as citizens of the country is concerned. That will increase the demand, demand will push production, and production will lead to employment. And if it happens, the economy will grow, and whatever the speed of this cycle will decide the speed of growth or speed of development. This is common basic cycle. I know each one connected on this platform must be understanding. But this cycle it's very easy to communicate, but it's very difficult to follow. And it's very difficult to observe this cycle. It can break from any point, from money supply, from demand side, from production side, from employment side. It started with money supply, but it can break from any side. And when it breaks, of course, it becomes a vicious cycle. This corona crisis, when it started in March, particularly in India, if we talk here, in March 2019, it broke the cycle of production, cycle of demand, and cycle of money supply. And due to that, the overall impact is on employment. And employment, that means, again, money supply, the less demand, less confidence among the buyers, and less demand, that means less production. So supply side as well as demand side, both sides get affected by this corona crisis or this corona problem here. Now the question is, what was the impact and which industries get hit hard by this corona crisis or corona pandemic? Of course, if I answer in one word, it would be like every sector. None of the sector get affected. Not only the economy, but each and every person, every resident of India, not only India, but every resident of the whole world, every country get affected. All of you connected on this platform must have realized, observed, and faced the problem of corona crisis during this pandemic, the shutdown of the markets. So many things or many problems, all of you connected on this platform must have faced here. So what was the impact? Each sector I will be evaluating on the basis of these four things, means liquidity, money supply, conversion of sell the goods into the sell, and conversion into liquidity, demand, production, and employment. So each sector will be evaluating on the basis of these four basic content. Now I am coming to give you the overall picture here. What was the impact particularly on GDP of this corona crisis? You see there is the growth. Q1 of 1920, it was the growth rate was 5.2 positive. Then Q2, it was 4.4. GDP, I'm talking about gross domestic product, overall production. And in Q3, it was 4.1. Q4 20 means 1920, it was 3.1 till March, because the lockdown was in March. But the next crisis, if you see, it was 23.9% minus negative growth in first quarter of 2021. And then it recovers because the lockdown get over and economy could recover up to some extent, but it was negative growth rate, that is 7.5%. Now come to the another picture here. This is a comparative picture of different countries. Like what was our position as far as this GDP is concerned. These are like IMF data published in October 2020. This is 1 year data. India is the most affected major economy due to COVID. Bangladesh, you see the growth rate is positive. China, it was positive. Vietnam, it was positive. Pakistan, little negative growth rate. Emerging and developing Asia as a whole, it was negative. United States, it was negative. Globe, overall globe, it was negative. But India, if you see the growth rate, the overall, the whole year, because earlier I showed you quarterly data. Now this is yearly data. So yearly data, it will be minus 10.3%. Now in this, we will discuss the impact of corona crisis on different sectors here. This is a picture like the whole picture here. Then we'll come on discussion. I'll not share much data or much diagrams with you here. I don't want you to put in so much of stress here. We will be discussing by open heart, and communication will be better. So you see the trade and hotels. The trade and hotels, the growth rate in year 2021, it was minus 47% in first quarter. This growth rate is of 2 quarters, 2021 first quarter and second quarter. Minus 47, then it reduced, and 15.6%. You see construction, the growth rate was minus 50%, and now it is minus 8.6% on next quarter. Finance and real estate, if you see, the first quarter it was minus 5.3, the second quarter it was 8.1. The impact was little later as far as the buying and selling of real estate is concerned. Then manufacturing sector, for which we'll be discussing in this session, it is 39.3% minus. And now in the next quarter, it was plus 0.6%. Means it converted into plus E. Manufacturing at the production started, it could recover. And agriculture sector, of course, there was no impact or the less impact on agriculture sector. On first quarter, means during lockdown, the agriculture was open, the farmers can do work at their farm. So it was 3.4% positive, and in the next quarter, it was 3.4% positive. So this is the overall scenario to understand the picture, the whole picture of the Indian economy or Indian economic scenario. Now I come to the sectoral impact. What was the impact exactly? So if we see the corona crisis impact, as the data suggests, it was negative growth more or less in all the sectors, whether you see construction or you see manufacturing sector or you see service sector or any other sectors, it was negative. So COVID affected not only this sector but each one, with all job losses, slowdown in hiring taking place in all the sectors. I'm giving you one statement of IMF Managing Director Christina Georgia. The world has entered a recession as bad as worse than in 2008-9. You must have listened about global financial crisis. Even it was worse than the 9/11 situation. The IMF chief further said that 81% emergency financing requests, including 50 from lower income countries, had been receiving, and the current estimate for overall financial needs of emerging market is 2.5 trillion. Just a second. Hello. So IMF further said that means this give the scenario that it was very critical, and they got the requisition or request for loan about 2.5 trillion. So this was the scenario as far as this economy is concerned. Now we are going to discuss what was the impact on various sectors of the economy. If we come on this scenario, the impact of coronavirus pandemic in India, of course, has been largely disruptive in terms of economic activity as well as loss of human lives, and all of us get affected. Almost all the sectors have been adversely affected as domestic demand and export sharply plummeted, and some notable exceptions where high growth was observed. I will discuss first the sectors where we have a positive impact, and then we'll discuss the sectors where it was affected negatively. Friends, if we go to, I will start from where Professor Chaudhary left yesterday, because you must have listened yesterday's session. Professor Chaudhary was discussing tourism. So I will start my discussion with tourism. If we see the aviation and tourism industry, both the sectors contribute about 12% of total GDP. The aviation sector about 2.4%, and the tourism sector about 9.2%, means about 10% in the total GDP. The tourism sector served approximately 43 million people. 43 million people are engaged or getting their employment or their livelihood directly from the tourism sector. This is the information for 2018 and 2019, just before Corona crisis. Aviation and tourism were the first industries that were hit significantly by this pandemic because of, because earlier the means of transportation get locked down first. So the common consensus seems to be that COVID will hit these industries harder than 9/11 and harder than financial crisis of 2008. These two industries have been dealing with severe cash flows issues since the start of pandemic and are starting at a potential 38 million layoffs, which translate to 70% of the total workforce. Working in, means about 70% workforce get affected negatively by this crisis. According to IATO, estimate that these industries may incur loss about 85 billion rupees due to travel restrictions. So this was the aviation sector and tourism sector. More details were discussed by the Professor Chaudhary yesterday. I'm not going in detail about tourism, and this is not my sector to get discussed. The another sector which get affected is telecom. There has been a significant amount of changes in the telecom sector of India even before the COVID-19. Due to the brief price war between the service providers, most essential services and sectors have continued to run during the pandemic. Thanks to the implementation of the work from home, due to restrictions with over 1 billion connections as of 2019, the telecom sector contribute about 6.5%, about 7% in GDP. So this is a big contribution as far as the total GDP is concerned. And this sector get affected negatively as well as positively. As you know, the Corona, this was the only hope as far as the different sectors are concerned, because people were shifted work from home and many connections were demanded, means the demand were more than 20%, 10 to 20%, whatever the demand earlier in 2019, means before Corona crisis. After Corona, the demand of this sector get increased, and there was high pressure on data, demand of data. All of you must have connected through internet or these policies. The another sector which I would like to discuss with you is the pharmaceutical. Now I'm coming to the manufacturing sectors here, slowly, gradually. Pharmaceutical, you all are know that pharmaceutical industries, as far as this India is concerned, got little rise here due to this pandemic, because especially in India, the largest producer of generic drugs globally with market size of 55 billion during the beginning of 2020, when this Corona crisis started. Before that, the market segment was 55 billion. It has been surging in India, exporting, like we are exporting many items, this fever, what is this? The hydrochloroquine and for fever, means our medicines are mostly demanded. Paracetamol is highly demanded, particularly in US, UK, Canada, Middle East. We are exporting these medicines. So this sector get little affected because of transportation facilities, because air transportation get closed here. So there has been a recent rise, but in the price of raw materials, import from China due to the pandemic, active pharmaceutical ingredients imported from China. Generic drugs are the most affected due to the heavy reliance on import, because all of you must be knowing, these are based on the raw material which is imported from China. The raw material we import from China, active pharmaceutical ingredients called API, the whole API is imported from China. So generic drugs are the most impacted due to heavy reliance on imports, disrupted supply chain and labor unavailability in the industry caused by social distancing. Simultaneously, the pharmaceutical industry is struggling because of the government imposed ban on export of critical drugs equipments and PPE kits. Although we start producing and we got sufficiency in this particular sector, this was new for like Indian pharmaceutical industry, and we produced many like kits for pharmaceutical PPE kit and the sanitizers and all these like new areas. So pharmaceutical industry get benefited from Corona crisis. There are many like products get included or added in the list of this, and now we are doing wonder in the globe. The vaccine, 2 vaccines has been developed by Indian pharmaceutical industry, and we are exporting it to the different countries. Now we are meeting our own demand as well as exporting. So these new area has generated a lot of earning. Now, if we discuss the oil and gas sector, the Indian oil and gas industry is quite significant in global context. It is the third largest energy consumer only behind USA and China. Bharat, India is having third position as far as this energy sector is concerned. USA is first, China is second, and India is third. So it contributes 5.2% of global oil demand. The complete lockdown across country slowed down the demand of transport fuels. All of we know like 21 days complete close means no vehicle on the road. No vehicle does means no demand of petrol or petroleum products. So this accounted for 2/3 demand and of oil and gas. And auto and industrial manufacturing declined. Goods and passengers movement, both bulk and personal fell. Though the crude price dipped in this period, the government increased the excise and special excise duty to make up the revenue losses, because government has given so many like packages and benefits or incentives to the affected persons, and this income can be compensated or was compensated by increasing the excise. So oil and gas sector was good for government to generate the additional source of earning or additional source of money. So the government may think of passing on the benefits to decreased crude prices to end consumers, but it is not happening, and you must be listening on the TV debates like now there is a price war among state government and state central government. But this sector also get affected, and due to the less of demand, because we are importing goods, so our import will get reduced, and we could make a balance in our trade. Trade balance, it's always adverse for India. Our import payment for import is more and payment received for export is less. So during Corona, because the import for raw material of this particular petroleum products, oil and gas was less, and we could, up to some extent, we could manage our balance of payment crisis here. If we talk about raw material, we know like most of the raw material means many things we import from different countries here. Basically, the raw material need is being fulfilled by China here. Particularly in electronics, nearly 55% of electronics imported by India originated from China. We are also importing raw materials for pharmaceutical industries. As I have already discussed, we are importing, the mobiles and the equipments for mobiles, and many automobile parts also we are importing from China, and our imports get closed due to this pandemic. So this import have dropped to 40% due to the pandemic, and then Indian government came up with a promotion of Atmanirbhar, indigenous production here, dependent on ourselves, self-reliant economy. So government bring one motto to produce and to depend on ourselves, indigenous production, self-reliant, in a bid to reduce dependency. Of course, not 100%, but up to some extent, we have developed alternatives. We have produced like some of the raw materials, and we shifted on some alternative means of production also during this Corona crisis. So this makes it. So this was a great move towards Atmanirbhar Bharat due to the COVID-19, and this movement of government was supported due to COVID. No, the lockdown has also resulted in reduced export of raw materials, organic chemicals, cotton minerals, fuels, resulting in substantial trade deficit for India. So we are not only importing, we are exporting raw materials, many things like chemicals, cottons, mineral fuels. So in that case, we lose it. But in some cases, as far as the balance of payment crisis is concerned, it could balance because the import from China reduced more or less 50%. Then automobile sector, if we discuss the automobile sector, due to the falling demand, income level and global recession, initially the manufacturing of auto parts and automobiles have taken a major hit. As most of the auto parts are imported from Germany. All you must be knowing here, not even we are importing cars and we are importing many like automobile parts from Germany. So main source of import is either China or Germany as far as automobile sector is concerned. So this was the big hit that due to the corona crisis we could not import and it affected the automobile sector adversely. And demand also get affected. April there was zero sale of cars because of the complete lockdown. But just when the lockdown opened up, the automobile sector, we were expecting that it will go down, but the demand created and now the automobile sector is doing well, better than earlier. So they could meet, means whatever the demand prior to the corona crisis, they could meet. So automobile sector recovered from this corona, overcome from this corona crisis. The another sector which I want to discuss is the textile industry. You must be knowing, like in textile we are importing as well as exporting. Basically we are exporting the raw materials. So due to the halting operation of textile factories in China, the export of raw materials such as cotton fabrics, yarn from India has been majorly affected. The raw material unavailability, depletion of workforce and working capital constraints have resulted in reduced demand and purchasing capacities in domestic market. So this was also get affected because we were exporting not only to China, to many countries, but most of the export of raw material is to China. And because of this lockdown and aviation sector closed down of means of transportation, this sector get adversely affected. And many people get lost their job in textile sector, particularly the daily wage earners. The another sector is restaurant sector. Marketing Professor Justin Paul has discussed this in detail. The National Restaurant Association of India, which represents the majority of Indian restaurants, had advised its members to shut down their dine-in services. And when the lockdown began, which majority impacted the dine-in, pub, cafe, and also the food delivery platforms. All of you are connected and using these facilities, but these also get affected by lockdown. Swiggy, Zomato, and the demand get 60 to 70% in first quarter and the same in second quarter. Now the things get open up and recovering. But whatever the Professor Justin discussed for USA, the same case is applicable in India also. Many restaurants get closed completely forever because they were not in a position to repay the rent and the daily expenditures which were incurred on restaurant. So due to the corona crisis, because people were taking food at home or preparing or making, and no one is going out, so that's why the restaurant get closed. And due to the closing of restaurants, the owner of the restaurants were not in a position to pay the installments and to pay the interest. And this is not only the scenario of USA, not only the scenario of India, this is a worldwide scenario. Restaurant get adversely affected. God knows when the things will recover as far as this sector is concerned. So this is the highly affected sector. The another sector as far as the Indian economy is concerned is the real sector. Research scholars may not be familiar with the real sector, but all the professors connected on this platform must be knowing the scenario of the real sector. The home buyers are likely to postpone their properties purchase decisions because they want to buy, but they were waiting for the things to get normalized because this is not urgent need. So the real sector get affected adversely by this corona crisis. Even still, the real sector is not in a position to generate or create the demand because people are postponing. They are having the facility to get loan. They are having their own money, but because they are still uncertain how long the corona crisis will continue, how long it will take time to get the things normal. So that's why people are not buying homes here. So this industry, real estate sector, get adversely affected. Many people are getting job in this sector. So they means the people or the persons or the citizens of India who are directly or indirectly connected with this real sector get adversely affected here. So delay in supply of like construction material and shortage of labor could further push the delivery of the houses or the flats during in time A. This also get adversely affected. Many daily wage earners, they shifted from urban areas to rural areas, and now it is difficult for them to move again because things are not as normal as they deserve. Now still people are not confident and not confirmed that the coronavirus or the COVID problem has resolved yet. Although the vaccine is there, but even after getting the vaccine, still Indian citizens did not get, could not develop the confidence that the things will not develop again. Maharashtra crisis, every day the corona cases are being reported. So comparing the worldwide scenario also, this is not only with India, but this is throughout the globe. The scenario is same. So it is adversely affected. Basically, the impact is on daily wage earners, means the unorganized sector. Yesterday was a news in newspaper. I must share with you, and this news is 60 lakh crore रुपए का पड़ा कोरोना ये. Understand ये? I converted it into English ये. Means corona get affected by 60 lakh crore rupees. Means it was an adverse effect on the economy as far as this corona crisis is concerned. The adverse impact on the economy was about 60 lakh crore rupees. The government give a package of about 20 lakh crore rupees. If you include the RBI package also, it can be maximum of 30 lakh crore rupees. But the adverse impact on the economy was about 60 lakh crore rupees, and about 40 crore people, the employment of about 40 crore organized and unorganized sector get affected due to this corona crisis. So this is the real sector, and the next and last one which I want to discuss is then we'll move towards the main part, is the FMCG sector here. Fast moving consumer goods. Essentially, the fast moving consumer goods can be divided in two parts, the essential goods and the luxury goods here. So as far as essential goods are concerned, the demand remain the same, and due to the demand, the production remain the same, and due to you avoid like 21 days or 30 days or 40 days of lockdown. Later on, the production started, particularly in the essential goods here, and essential good industry is affected for some time, but soon it got a V-shaped recovery, means very faster recovery as far as essential FMCG goods is concerned, and demand is maintained, or it increased here because people are focusing on like essential goods in spite of these restaurants and outside food. So the basic demand is maintained and it keeps increasing here. So due to this FMCG sector, the essential goods demand does not affect adversely, but the luxury goods, it affects adversely. The people who are involved or who are doing business of luxury goods get adversely affected, impacted. They during the lockdown for 3 months, 4 months, fifth month, all luxury goods demanded at a less, means high-end shampoos, facial products, beauty products, creams, hair treatments, all materials, means all are like luxury FMCG goods. Their demand was very less, and the employers or entrepreneurs who were involved in selling like these products get adversely affected. So impact on this sector was positive as well as negative, as demand and supply or liquidity, both the sides. So FMCG we cannot say like as a whole. FMCG recovery can be of K shape here, because in essential it was like V shape, and in another side the luxuries it was of downward or like opposite growth. So impact on service and manufacturing. So if we see the overall scenario, what was the impact? These are not the only sectors here. There are other sectors which get affected. Even tourism, transportation, entertainment industry also get affected very adversely as far as this corona crisis is concerned, because due to the corona, many sectors get affected adversely because they need face-to-face interactions. So where the face-to-face interactions or like physical presence is required, all these sectors get adversely affected. I'm not going in detail, but like sectors which essentially need a physical presence of a customer or a person who is involved is like restaurant, retail shops, tourism, hospitality, transportation, gym, sports and entertainment, particularly movie theaters, concerts, among many are these sectors which get adversely affected. Even till date, the movie sector means the theaters are not at the right track yet. They are still facing the negative phase of corona crisis. They are not operating at a full capacity yet. People are afraid of going and sitting for 3 hours in theaters yet. So these are the sectors which are adversely affected, but some sectors get affected positively like telemedicine, telephone industry or IT industry, online grocery shops, online food delivery, video calling, e-learning, e-test taking. So whatever is being done through digitally, or the sector which can divert or dilute themselves towards the digital transactions get affected. Financially, the fintech industry get positively affected, banking sector or many sectors get affected positively by this corona crisis. So if we compare the impact here, I'll show you one chart here. Give me 30 seconds. You can understand it. Just a minute. This is a like one chart showing a comparative impact on GDP as far as manufacturing sector and service sector is concerned. The service sector recorded its largest month basis contraction, and so you see this yellow color, this is for manufacturing industry, and see this green, this is for service industry. So if we see the impact from January 19, quarterly, May 19, September 19, January 20 and May 20. You see the service sector get affected very hard because in service, face-to-face or physical contact or face-to-face contact is required. And in manufacturing sector, it affected but little less. And now it started recovery, you can say. So we hope this recovery will continue longer forever and will be in a position to get the right path or right track as far as the growth is concerned. So if we discuss the case of India, because as it is a largest demography and that get hit due to this global pandemic, millions of migrant workers get affected very adversely. The another impact you can see here, the impact of COVID-19 on unemployment. I think this is visible here. These are the data of Indian unemployment rate. So if you see this chart here, it's going on 16, 17, 18, 19, increased, and then there was a big fall in 2020. So this is the scenario of, so I'm coming to the conclusion here very quickly in spite of coming to the big conclusion here. Now, the question is, what will be the future of all these sectors which are facing the problems? Because as I discussed first chart, like the growth cycle started with money supply. Money supply increases demand, demand increases production increases employment. Every student of economics can understand this. The finance minister also feel or realized about this cycle here. And due to this, the government try to increase the money supply. Government try to increase the liquidity in the market. And all of you know, like in phased manner, government give a relief package of about 20 lakh crore rupees in different manners. Although the most of the packages were in form of loans or like in monetary reliefs from the banks or from other agencies. If we include the RBI, the support given by RBI, it comes to about 15% of GDP, means about 30 lakhs crore rupees. So the support given, the liquidity given in the market, the money supply increased by about 30 lakh crore. And I am sure that increase of 30 lakh crore will increase the demand. Demand will increase the production, and production will increase the employment. And very soon, the economy will come on the track. Means we will be at the previous position soon. Yeah? And because this is not like crisis created by financial problems here. It was created by natural calamities. It is like natural corona. So this is a problem for short period. As the corona crisis, we will overcome by this crisis. For the vaccination will be proper. As Professor Justin was saying that in America is coming on track. The vaccination is very fast. And now in India, vaccination has started. And I feel, being an optimistic student, that very soon we will be under the control of corona crisis, and our fundamentals are very strong. Fundamentals did not get loosened. It is a question of the faith of the citizens of Indians. They are not investing, they are not demanding much because of uncertainties in the market, because of uncertainty about the corona crisis. As they get certain that corona crisis is under control and the things will be brighter in coming time, the economy will boost up very fast. And we will soon get a V-shaped recovery in most of the sectors. Exceptions are there, but in most of the sectors, we will have a V-shaped recovery, very faster recovery. As we come down, on the same speed we will go up, and within 1 year, we will be at a better position. Although the 5 trillion economy, the dream of 5 trillion economy is now very far. It will take 5-6 years. But I'm sure that within 1 or 2 years, we will be at the same track. Means in 2022, you will have a positive picture of Indian economy. So economists are of 3 opinions, like whether the economy will be, or the economy will go at a V shape, or it will be at a U shape, or it will be at a K shape economy. My opinion is it will be a V shape economy. Some exceptions are there. Leaving these exceptions, the overall impact on the economy, means the GDP and all these sectors, will be of V shape, and our economy will be on the track at a faster rate. Very fast or very soon, we will recover here.